There's nothing that can be done in banking that can't be done more efficiently using blockchain, and blockchain's changing the world, whether or not people like it or not. And there's a lot of people that see it, the people who are here at this conference. There's a lot of people who don't. The people who don't see it are the people who are going to get left behind. You know, just about every bank under the sun, it's the future. I mean, why do I have to go all over, Abu Dhabi to try and find an ATM if I want to pull out $100? By the time you pull out the money, you lose 30% on it based on currency exchange rates plus fees for the ATM when, you can literally pop open your wallet, you can send a link, it takes you 2 seconds to do, and you don't have all those problems, you don't have all those structural problems. And so there's no question to me that times 100, right? Blockchain, there's nothing that can be done in banking that can't be done more efficiently using blockchain, and blockchain's changing the world, whether or not people like it or not. And there's a lot of people that see it, the people who are here at this conference. There's a lot of people who don't. The people who don't see it are the people who are going to get left behind.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will. During that auction that we saw a little bit before, the attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy. And when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. And they finally start to cut rates. And we know Japan is going to start raising rates. And those trillions of dollars that are sitting in money market accounts are going to start flowing over to the emerging markets. And we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction so they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we had Bitcoin and crypto pull back as expected. As I'm doing this video, we are moving up. And then also we have stocks right now taking a beat down. Now we have this article states analysts predict Bitcoin correction could continue until Donald Trump inauguration on January 20th. And of course, we know that is definitely not correct. Going towards the end of the month, we start to pull back. But at the beginning of the month, we get these inflows, and we know they need Bitcoin as collateral on the 5th. This is like clockwork. Remember, guys, nothing is running this but an algorithm. And we're going to get into that later. So make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. Right now, we have yield rates down. We have the dollar up, guys, and the dollar is staying strong. But we know that BOJ is right around the corner. And then also these tariffs. We have volume and crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo on Friday was $268 billion. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And we know in January, the Fed is going to pause a few days after Trump becomes president. And there's going to be a lot of volatility in the markets the first 6 months because we know Trump's agendas. Now we have China Central Bank emphasizes crypto regulation and annual financial stability report. And of course, they mention Hong Kong. And we know Hong Kong is nothing but the straw man for China. They're going to keep the mainland private. And all that Bitcoin that China mined, no one talks about it. Remember, they had the highest hash rate for almost a decade. And even though the mainstream media tells us that China has banned Bitcoin, they're still like number 2 or number 3 when it comes to Bitcoin mining. Remember, the BRICS, led by China, are going to control the 4th Industrial Revolution. And part of the 4th Industrial Revolution are these digital assets. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. As I'm doing this video, Bitcoin spot ETFs are slightly down. Ethereum spot ETFs right now are slightly up. Now getting over into a little crypto news. We have MoonPay gets Mika approval. And then also we know Mika is going to affect Tether. There's no way they can do the one-to-one. And then plus, Mika requires 60% of those reserves in a European bank. And I brought you 2 videos of the CEO says it was impossible for him to be compliant with those rules. And we know Tether has been minting out of thin air just like the Fed. And also the bank man. But everyone turns away from Tether because we know Tether is a bigger piece of this plan. And like I told you, once the Tether blow up, everything is going to land in the hands of these central banks. Remember, the central banks are not going to let anyone control the money supply. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. But tokenization is going to give them even more power. And speaking of that power, lastly, we have blockchain-powered AI agent platform AI16Z reaches 1.5 billion market cap. Now, this is not a part of course, Andreessen, my guy, but we know AI, algorithms, drones, robots are the goal for the 4th industrial revolution, this new digital economy. That's the agenda. So these AI tokens are definitely going to see a lot of money flowing into them. So you're going to see a lot of pumps and dumps. And we know all of this is ran by an algorithm, the stock market, cryptos. That's the reason why it seems like everything is moving together with each other. But make sure you're keeping an eye on these AI tokens. Remember, they want these machines to take over the economy without a human involved. Now, I had a few people send me messages about a Netflix movie, Forge, that it was so great. And yes, it was a great movie and a wonderful family movie. But who helped save the day? That's right, the machines. And 99% of people who watch that movie, because it was so emotional, is going to go over their head. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Tam save New York. From COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.